Hey everybody, this is Dr. Lauren Allison with the Master of the Body YouTube channel. The following video was done with Wim Hof, the man who's doing incredible things with cold and breath training. I was invited to do this video with a very good friend of mine, Justin Perry, the founder of You Are Creators. We hope that you find Wim as unique and passionate as we did. Wim is on a mission to help as many people around the planet as possible with this technique, which is showing great scientific promise to help people lead happier, healthier, stronger lives. So please enjoy the video. If you do, you can subscribe to the Master of the Body YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
This is Justin from You Are Creators, and I have two very special guests with me. My good friend, Dr. Lauren Allison from Master of the Body YouTube channel, and the Iceman, Wim Hof. Now, Wim Hof has over 20 Guinness World Records, and wow. Seriously, like so many different feats. I can't even name them all. Go ahead, Lauren. You can just go ahead and just...
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty incredible what you've done, and I think incredibly inspiring. Like, you know, from your ability to go under the ice in the ice water for what was it, 120 meters, and without on one breath.
Yeah, breath hold.
It's incredible.
You know what? I can explain something of all these things. It was good, what I did. You know, I broke all the physiological stated limits, the way science is thinking us to be able to do. So, I did all these Guinness World Records, like running a marathon without training in shorts beyond the polar circle in midwinter, do the same in the heat without drinking, and also without training, just breathing and breathing and focus. Together, these two together are very able to tap in to the deepest part of our physiology, which enables us to take on stress, daily stress, and a whole lot more stress than we think we are able to. We are able thus to do all this. And I challenge myself after finding intuitively, instinctively these techniques, these powers within. Because I'm reading many books, done many disciplines, practices, traditions, cultures, languages, philosophies, religions, and all that. I came upon the cold water. And the cold water directly, without mercy, bang, inside. Then I knew, hey, this is it. Without thinking, you feel that it is. And that from there evolved a different pattern of breathing and resulted in me doing all kinds of seemingly incredible feats. And I came across, after 25 years, I came across the television, and they challenged me, and I said, yeah, I can do that. I can stay for 1 hour or 2 hours in the ice in direct contact. I can run marathons in shorts in polar conditions, or climb Mount Everest in shorts, or Kilimanjaro, or swim under the ice, or hang by one finger in the air, or whatever, you know. That's us, and that's our forgotten part of ours. It's primordial. It's inside of each one of us, but we do not know how to access in there anymore because of our alienating behavior, the comfort zone behavior. We think we could control nature outside. But inside we have the faculties to be interactive with nature, and much more than we think of. So I found out by going into nature that we are able to do so much more than we think or even scientifically stated. And that's where I'm at now, working with scientists and showing that everybody is able, in comparative studies, like a group who is no experience in the cold, another group is a control group, and within 4 days I made them able to stay for hours and hours in a shorts out in the open of the midwinter conditions, like freezing cold and snow and ice and wind, and like minus 27, reaching the summit of a mountain all together. I mean, this was part of a research program in which I had to train the people, and the professors told me, okay, you are the Iceman. You are able, after so many years of training, to tap into the autonomic nervous system, and thus you are able to battle a bacteria coming in and to suppress the inflammation caused by this bacteria. But these people, they are normal people, then they should do training like 10 years or 20 years. No, I told them, no. I can train them in 10 days. Wow. It resulted finally in 4 days of training. And now it's done in much less time, because they found out the effectivity of these techniques by measurement devices there in the university. That they got more precise into it. But this is my way of introducing myself.
Yeah.
This is the way I'm on it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I thought what was really interesting when I read the study about the endotoxin exposure, and the dopamine was constant or stable, and the epinephrine was up, and norepinephrine was stable. And that's fantastic. To me, that means that you are balancing sympathetic and parasympathetic simultaneously, and that you're using the sympathetic nervous system as a power lever to basically increase the body's amplification, its power, but yet you're still controlling it, so it's not a total fear reaction. It's a controlled immune response.
Wow, you're stumbling upon a great fact, because I'm very soon going to do a study with Stanford University on fear.
Awesome.
I will learn people with PTSD, depression, anxiety, fear, trauma, to handle that and to show that we are able to create new neurological pathways in the brain.
Yeah, very nice.
That's what we are going to show. We're going to get rid of fear and having no control versus having control and having no fear. Exactly. Confidence and belief.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is the key. You can control the fight or flight. The bear jumps out of the woods, but you're raising a response that's controlling part of the sympathetic and letting the other part loose, and then you have the balance of the parasympathetic. It's beautiful, beautiful combination.
Yes, Lord, that it is. You know what? They showed lying in bed, being a sort of high of the breathing exercises, totally tranquil, to produce more adrenaline than somebody going into its first bungee jump.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's control. But this is the point. Very interesting that you came up on this. The point is that it is a controlled stress hormone, and when it is controlled with a parasympathetic nervous system backing it up, actually, there is no fear. It's not out of control. Exactly. It's completely in control, like relaxed. And then having the most adrenaline control. Wow, this bacteria has no chance, man.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
That's it.
Right. It's applicable, right, to not just bacteria. It's applicable to life.
Oh, yeah, viruses.
Yes.
Cells.
And life, accomplishment. People are tired. They're bored or something. They get no stimulation. but they have this low-level sympathetic going all the time, and it's wearing them down, and the cortisol. And I think it's great, man. I'm really looking forward to, which was one of my other questions, what studies are down the pipe? And if you can't talk about them, that's cool. But
those studies are going to be conducted, and it needs to pass the ethical commissions, etc. But it's on. It's on, and right now, another ongoing research, which has been completed in the training, like 4 days training, is that related to inflammation and anesthesia, because it appears to be that the same activity created in the nervous system is able to tackle the pain reflex, the pain signal, completely, like disentangling the proteins that compose the pain signal, and they had them wired with electrical wires, electricity, charging them, and up till 5, they saw the tolerance toward pain was much higher.
Yeah.
So that also is done, and the inflammatory markers in the blood, they see it go drastically down.
Yeah.
Not a little bit, big time.
Suppression, right? And
yes.
So you think the pain control has a lot to do with the elevated pH?
Yes. 7.6 pH, which we showed, the average of all the test subjects had 7.8, like whoop, going down, and then going to the normal status. And then at 7.6, the pain signal, the 3 proteins, trimerization, is falling apart.
Yeah.
There's no need anymore because the chemistry is right.
Exactly.
And we did it.
Yeah.
And not me, all these persons.
Yeah.
That means you, everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's good.
Fantastic.
I love non-speculative, factual science. And now it's there. And that brings back the belief that we are able to control the deeper physiology of ours, which is the way nature meant it to be.
Right. Yeah.
We alienated from the nature, but we alienated also in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And now we brought it back by simple breathing and focus. They saw with focus, they saw me doing in just standing still, me programming my cell activity, raising it with 300%.
Yeah.
Just thought. And if you breathe well, then the alkalinity makes the neurotransmitters of the mind go and do whatever you want them to do.
Yeah. That's
so then they saw in 80 minutes of immersion in the cold, that's me. That's, whatever that is. But it's nice in a case study, an experiment to see. They saw me inside the box afterwards, and the core temperature stayed 37 degrees Celsius, which is the normal body core temperature, and the blood taking like 36 tubes. They sent it to 6 different laboratories. They took the blood and exposed also the endotoxin inside to see what the immune cells were doing. There was 0% action created by the bacteria. 0.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
And this is the future for medicine. This is the future for self-consciousness. I got a telephone and quit with that. I can control my nervous system, but not the telephone. Nor my wife. I love that. I love my wife. But, nature is nature, and we are able to bring back the belief that we are able to tap into the endocrine systems and the immune systems far better and control our mood, cell energy management, and that's power. The adrenaline, which is also power, and immune systems, which is health. So happiness, health, and strength, bringing it back to the people. Everybody, no dogma, just university.
So, okay.
That's where we are.
So, are you familiar with manifestation and the power of intention? And
Yes.
how can breathing help with that?
Yeah, sure. Your intention is your programming, is neural activity.
Okay.
And neural activity needs alkalinity to go through the body the right way. It's an interaction. The pituitary gland, the pineal gland, hypothalamus. We have a connection there. But that is the brainstem. And we did not know how to get into the brainstem. Now it showed that all these guys with the right intention were able to increase cellular activity. But with breathing together, then it travels through the body. And the way it works up till the DNA. And the biochemical professors have been comparing the blood results, and they saw IL, the interleukins, number 6, 8, 10, and tumor necrosis factor. And for that to happen, you have to go past a little station, which is called the nuclear factor kappa B in the DNA. And if they only studied those 4 interleukins, but if you go past that station, that means you're influencing not only in the 4, but 300 of them. And one is related to Crohn's disease, the other to rheumatoid arthritis, etc. It's like a sun. And we got through in the sun, and then we can go anywhere. And that's great. And how? By programming. Our mind is built to cure us, to make us better. If I say your child is under a car, you see what kind of power comes.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And maybe it's not true, yes or no, but you are alerting yourself even without breathing. That's your mind.
Right, your mind.
And we forgot about this mind.
Yeah.
But now we are going to show this in a neurological study to take away the people's powerlessness related to trauma, fear, PTSD, depression, psychosis, all the fucked up shit. We get a pathway through and create a new sense of control, a deeper consciousness, and thus bring back confidence and peace.
Exactly. Fantastic. So you know what? I noticed when I meditate on something and I feel good about it, I can literally attract it to me. Now, are you familiar with the law of attraction?
Yes, you mean metaphysics?
Yes.
Yes, that's simply the physical nature of the resonance,
Right.
and the way it all works. So, yeah, but then if we are messing up inside and we have no connection, then it's more difficult to go into these subtle areas. We don't trust it. We just talk about it and we think we know something about it, but really making it happen is realigning with the breath. Because the breath brings about the right alkalinity. And it only happens if you bring the oxygen in the tissue. That's besides of the saturation in the blood. It can be 100%, but you still are able to be like sore, acidic. But if you do this breathing, then it gets into the tissue. Then you're fully oxygenized, and then the pH level goes to its natural standard, and then the magic is all beginning. The mind-body connection, it all is able to travel through the body a whole lot better, and thus you begin to recondition yourself. And that's why I go to science to show it. Then you get into this area of metaphysics, metadynamics. You get even into the DMT and to the angels and everything, the purpose of life itself. Because we got a soul, and the soul wants to express itself. The soul is about happiness, strength, and health. That's the basics, and that's love. Love is the drive of the soul. We got to bring this back, but nobody is listening. So that's why we are here. We work together to bring this. You are like a window. I'm like a window. We come together, and it's spread. It's accelerating. Just consciousness. Bring some consciousness into this confusion of ours. Conditioned system, and the system does. Which accelerated and goes on crazy, stress, making children. I have to do a career. I have to get a position. I have to get money. Not my neighbor. No, it needs to get to me. All this needs to go away. We have to begin to implement it into schooling. Subjects like happiness, strength, health. Make it understood. Physiological, biochemical, DNA, and all simplified, and just do it. And getting into healthcare. We have to go back to core. We have to go back to Mother Nature. And it's love is the drive. But love is now composed by health, happiness, strength. Or you can turn it around, or this, or that, or whatever. You can juggle with it. Doesn't matter. We are into that.
Yes.
And we are into that. I can sense this together.
Yeah. So it sounds, I think for the general person, like the general public, they would think, hey, or maybe a way for us to kind of distill it down from the manifestation standpoint would be like, you're increasing your resonance. Right. You're increasing your magnetism just by being and breathing. And all of a sudden that magnetism increases, it expands, and it's much more capable of pulling into your life what your life purpose is meant to be, what your goals are. And fully healthy, fully happy, fully strong. And
yes.
I think that kind of leads me into another idea. Do you feel like as you've done your technique over time, months, years, that you continue to get stronger and stronger? Or do you feel like you've reached this great like allostasis and your body is just it's reached the point where it needs to be, and you've got full power and so forth?
Yeah, it's the soul. I was into going into these superhuman powers and things. I didn't give a shit because it has no significance.
Yeah.
The real significance is what gives soul to its soul. And it is the love. I train also like Alistair Overeem.
Yeah.
You know it?
Mm-hmm.
So I train him, and just in 10 days, he was a whole lot better. Just 10 days than for years. He was at the ceiling of his performance. And in 10 days, whoop! And since then, he's going up. He's going to go for the title in 10 September. Now, that's because of breathing and consciousness. Now, my goal, my mission, which is the mountain I'm climbing, and now together, is to bring to the people love. That is the only thing that makes sense to me. The rest is stupid, climbing mountains, saying you go for 300 meters, or live like a fish under the ice or something, or run around the world like this. Wow, great, huh? Oh, wow, I did it. I got over this macho thing really soon, because it doesn't give the peace at home. I lost my wife in 95, and I really had something emotional disturbed within me, broken heart, and I really wanted to get into that, and I healed it.
Right.
Not because of the books, not because directly of the people, because everybody is occupied, and life goes on, and I had to take care of 4 kids. No, I found my peace in nature, and nature provides, and there, after solving my emotional anxiety, I could develop because I found, yeah, this was great. This was a inner control where normally you're not able to get to any point therein. You're just a victim of your emotions. And no, there was pure stillness. And yeah, from there, I found my way to, to get into science. And in 2007 in New York, after doing a world record in New York itself, Manhattan, in front of the Rubin Museum of Art. I don't know, 1 hour, 20 minutes in the ice in January, over there, outside in the streets. I went to an institute, the Feinstein Institute, Manhasset, New York, Biochemical Institute, directed by Kevin Tracy, Dr. Kevin Tracy, who's an immunologist. And he is an authority in the world. So he tried to test me what nobody else could, influencing into the vague nerve. So I showed up. I didn't know. I had no clue what I was doing. I was just doing my best. But a week later, I got a phone call, and Dr. Ken Carmler told me, if you are able to reproduce these results, passing it to others in reproducing in a competitive study, then we have huge consequences for human mankind. That is where my mission began. My becoming aware, I'm a missionary now, because this is my mission. I want to help human mankind, and this is the way to do it, by bringing knowledge. And I know from the inside that I'm able to pass it on to anybody, because I learned it myself. It's not a talent or something. It's our existence. It's our physiology. I just looked into nature and it came about.
So who taught you all of this? Or did you teach yourself?
Yes, I didn't teach myself. It was the cold who taught me. And it was my intuition who led me to where it.
Right.
So we can say, I taught myself, but
Right.
I think it's the same thing. It's just a difference of words.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that is the way. And right now we are into these new studies. I'm doing past tomorrow. I got also patient trial with people with rheumatoid Becker's spondylitis. You must know this.
Yes.
Chiropractor, spondylitis, stenosis.
Yes.
The bones grow to each other because of the immune deficiency and creating inflammatory markers in the blood, attacking itself, and then it creates more bone and all that.
Yeah.
And at a certain moment, you're not able to move it.
Passageway for so it's a narrowing of the area. So it could be in the spinal column, and it could be somewhere else off of facet joints or something where the bone is increasing in size, like you said, and that's blocking.
Blocking. Of course, because of so many growth of wrong tissue, you get that the nerves get blocked and things like that. They get pain, and because it touches it. And as simple as that, I began to do 4 weeks ago a study with them, and I got them in the ice bath and the breathing first by protocol. But soon I saw the protocol was not sufficient to get through to the basic layers of their physiology consciously. So I went in deeper, and now they go deeper. And instead of like 2 minutes in the cold shower, they go like 5 minutes in ice water, and they are really motivated. But then it happens. They become like loose, like a person who is not able to spin her head. Like it takes 4 days to do that. Slowly, repetitiously. It's not that 4 days. But now, after doing this, I tap her. I say, "There's a bird there." Oh, where? That's a nice way. Not thinking, doing it. Or people with inflammations, contusions and things because of it. You see it inflammating like zzz.
Yeah. No,
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
But it's real. They need to go through. They need to go to the core,
Yeah.
and it's hard work because the conditioning is
Right.
also there, strong.
Yeah.
And it's a circular movement. It goes on, conditioning. You have to get through, and then it happens.
Well, that's, I think, the students that you have, I have so many questions.
Yeah, right on, man.
It's like for years I've given patients of mine breathing exercises. Now that you've come out with what you've come out with, I started giving some of my patients those exercises. The thing is, I find a lot of people, there's this, they don't like discomfort, like when people start breathing, things move, the body starts coming online, and they're so used to not being that way that as soon as they're like, oh no, oh, that doesn't feel
Yes.
what would you say to those people to say,
Yes. You give them insights. You know what? The vascular system of ours, which is about 80,000 miles within, the capillaries, the fine threads, the arteries, etc. All that is like 80,000 miles. That's a big network. So it is stimulated by taking cold showers. Thus, these little muscles and reflexes, they are being stimulated, trained, they get in their optimum condition. Thus, their heart rate is going down because of it, like 20, 30 beats a minute after 10 days of training. Every minute, that's every minute of their rest of their lives. If they do regular cold shower, because that's the way we are built. And then the transportation system is so much better. The oxygen and all the minerals and the vitamins, they get to the immune cells and to any place where you need them. The way nature meant it to be, that's prevention. Another thing is that if you do these breathing exercises, you train the vascular system more than like you are running.
Right.
So they don't need to run, just do a breathing exercise. And you train not only the vascular system, but also the nervous system because it's related. And the lymphatic system, and the immune system, and all the systems.
Right. And once they start breathing a lot, right? It's awesome. Once they start breathing a lot, then they're going to want to get up and move around. Because there's so much more going through them, so much more oxygen. So it's fantastic. And I love what you're doing.
The thing is also, comfort and discomfort, they don't know what real comfort is all about.
Yes.
That's the optimization of the body and the mind-body working together. That's optimization. That's comfort. Where they are in is a succumbed conditioning, and they think that's the best compromise they ever can meet. And they are very knowing to that psychological known because they don't know another way. So that's why we bring science. We bring insights, sensible. We make it simple to the people, and then they can make their own choice. Because we are not here to convince. We are here to show, hey, there is more possible. And this is the way.
So get off your cell phone and breathe.
What?
Texting.
Yeah. I like jokes.
Okay. For me, I noticed that when I vibrate with the feeling of love and I'm happy, more happy things come to me. So I was wondering if you can give us some breathing exercises to raise our vibration.
Yeah, sure. I can give that to you. You just look on the website. There's a free course.
Okay.
It's all there for everybody.
What's the website?
The website is innerfire.nl.
Innerfire.
The Netherlands is NL. Very soon we have a big platform. We got about 20,000 community now going. They talk to each other and they're very interesting. But very soon we have a big platform because this is exploding. People begin to understand, hey, fucking hell, this is real.
Yeah.
And it is fucking heaven. And right on. So let's take him up. Okay. In the meanwhile, I'm on for new studies. Another thing, I want to warn people. Doing these breathing techniques brings about, they are going past the conditioned being. So this should not be done in the beginning in swimming pools, like increasing more oxygen. Oh, I can swim more underwater and things like that. That's possible, but because they have a wrong practice therein, their CO2, carbon dioxide, is going down. And then it's like hyperventilating. And then at a certain point under the water, you are exhausted of oxygen, but the CO2 trigger is not present because of wrong breathing. So always do this on a couch in the beginning. Afterwards, you have a lot more control, etc. Do it on the couch or sitting, like a meditative pose. It's like you don't do meditation while you're sitting in the car driving.
Right.
And when you get in an accident, then it was the meditation who did it. No fucking hell. Do the practice well, because this is like deep medicine. It brings you just deep beyond the conditioned body in your natural status, which needs a reconditioning of the neurology as well. But you will feel it directly from the beginning. It's who you are.
Yeah, follow the 10-week program. You've got a 10-week program. I think it's Wim Hof Method. Is that the website?
Yes, WimHofMethod.com.
Yeah. So follow the program. Don't reinvent the wheel. And
don't because you got these renegades people. They think, oh, that's nice. Let me do this. Let me do that. And don't. Not in a car. Not in a swimming pool. Because you have to learn to walk again. Now you are able to run, but you're not going to run in, 100 miles directly in the desert or something. No, build it up. Build it up. Recondition. Decondition and recondition. And then you're going to align with all the faculties in the body.
Awesome.
It is we are awesome.
Yes, we are.
Together, we are awesome, man. And we just want to live.
Yes.
We have a right to live awesomely.
Awesome.
Everybody. And that's what we do without money. No money involved. Only love. I love you, man. You know why? Because we bring about the consciousness of happiness, strength, and health. That's something to give to your kid, to your neighbor, to your friends, even to your enemies. Then the sense coming back. Then the war will go. Because the war is about money, about power, position, competition. We have to think consciously. What is the most important in their life? That's health, strength, and happiness. Love. Love. And that's the way, if you get more into that, then do not have any inhibition or second thoughts anymore. Just emanate, and it'll come to you, man. More than you ever can handle.
I love it.
It's nice, man.
yeah, you mentioned your kids, and I have a daughter, Sophia, who's 8 years old, and I showed her your stuff, and that awesome picture of you meditating on the ice, like in the Arctic. That's what it looks like. And she's like, "Wow." She said to me, and I'm asking this question on her behalf. She's a green belt in martial arts, and she's totally into it, and she's trying to find. So I think it's applicable to parents who want to teach their kids too, because that it's important. This is what else is there?
Exactly.
And she said, "Dad, can you ask the Iceman what is he doing when he's swimming under the ice to keep his?" And she asked it this way. I didn't change the words.
Yes.
His core body temperature stable.
Like everybody has very much the ability, if he raises the alkalinity of his body consciously, to go past the pain threshold. And what is cold, ice cold? It's pain. So that's number one. Another one is that after training with cold showers, the vascular condition goes up. So before I go in the ice water, I'm thinking, And then I close the core body vascular system, and it closed down. So the 37 degrees, they stay because of my mind. Also a reaction of nature. But I do it already before I go in. Anybody can do that, huh?
Yeah.
That's the mind-body connection.
Yeah.
Where I just exercised it and then became aware. Oh, that's the way it works. Okay. That's the way nature meant it to be. So after training, some exercising, we are all able to do that. Once again, this is about the Iceman, not about the Wim Hof method. The Wim Hof method is about showing that we are able to tap in just in 2 days or something, or gradually in the 10-week course. It's being done gradually. But if I have to show it for scientists, I can train people like being in the war. The biggest war ever is the one of the bacteria, the virus and bacillus. We won. So I make them ready to be able to control the stress hormone adrenaline. And then from there, anything, the body takes over and makes the body most effective to battle danger. And the bacteria is danger. Too much stress is danger. Grief is danger. PTSD is danger. It's all danger. So this is what I learn these people. This is what I do in mirroring when I do these exercises under the ice. Then I know what to do. But this is not part of the Wim Hof method. However, I train like Alistair Overeem too. And also different champions and top sports people. Very soon I'm in America, in Montana, training 12 extreme athletes with Red Bull. And just one day, and I make them better.
Yeah.
And I always say, I don't care how good you are, I make you better.
Yeah.
Okay, then they listen. Okay, that's the right motivation. Then I say, feeling is understanding. Just do this and this and this. Then they begin to feel, and they feel it. So this feeling, this is what I bring toward people. And where did I learn it? With the ice. With exposing myself like a laboratory in nature all the time because it felt so good. And feeling good is the mind-body connection. If it is, this is good. This is like, it's not there. But this is there. This feeling good. This is the way mind and body working together. We are able to do so much more. What does it take? Your mind. Don't be there and there and there and there. Just there. And we have this t-shirt that says, freeze. And then you turn around, it says, breathe, motherfucker. And as simple as that.
One of those. I got
But don't say that to your daughter.
Don't say it to your daughter. Don't say
No.
it.
Yeah.
Easter,
She's probably heard
Easter.
that and worse, actually.
You got to go into the schooling system. It should be taught in the schooling system.
Yes,
Breathing
Breathing.
absolutely.
and the mind and the connection toward the endocrine systems and the immune system. Thus, the hormones are about the endorphins, melatonins, dopamines, etc., etc. And the power is the adrenaline, cortisol, and all that. And the health is the immune systems. So they have to be taught.
Yeah.
That's the most important. The rest is detailed. Mathematics or this. Or do we want to shoot a rocket to the sun or what? Or to Venus? No, man. It's the most beautiful spot in the universe. That's where we are.
Yeah.
So it's all there.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. You teach these elite athletes, and you know, a lot of the elite athletes are into supplementation and, you know, these very specific and rigid diets. I heard in an interview that you said you eat once a day.
Yes.
And so I was curious, you know, I hadn't heard anybody, I listened to a few of your interviews, I hadn't heard anybody talk about whether you do supplements or anything like that, or do you take any stimulants, coffee, or you just eat the once a day and you drink?
Oh, yeah. I have no dogma in it, but lately the sugar is out.
Sugar's out. Sugar's out.
3 mistakes out.
Okay.
God. And yeah, sugar is out, and I'm really up to it. And then now I'm beginning to see how much sugar-based food we are presented to.
Yeah.
What the food industry is really about.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about health, it's really debalance. And we ask ourselves, obesity, why?
Yeah.
Diabetes, why? Cancer, why? It's all the same. We don't get food as food anymore. It's derailing our chemistry in the cell level. So we have to readjust. Food is food. And then we do not need as much food. Because if you breathe better, you influence mitochondrial activity. And activity from the mitochondria creates molecules, which is energy. What is food? Energy. So that's why 35 years, I'm already eating once a day. I'm full of energy. Just breathe. And be conscious about it. No, I'm relaxed. I like jokes. Anyway.
So oxygen's your number one nutrient, basically. Do you sleep a lot, or do you not sleep that much?
I got a busy schedule. Okay. So I sleep as long as I need.
Okay.
I can, begin with a little competition with it. I need as little sleep as only 3 hours. Sleep is, wow, what a guy. No, I feel when I go to sleep, or when I need to go to sleep, or when I race. It's when I'm alert. Then the activity got into the brainstem. My DMT worked great wonders at producing dreaming. All the unworked influx of information is worked out. And I'm a parasympathetic nervous system activity in the cell, creating new energy. It's all there. I feel, well, yeah, okay, good job. Let's go. And actually, during the day, I live so much. Yeah. I love to live all the time. I lost my wife. I live for my wife too. And for all those who suffer, we gotta find ways. Because then I had no answers. Right now, I got the answers. We are not hopeless beings no more. We gotta spread this belief back in ourselves again. That's, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit,
no,
but I believe, man.
This is perfect. This is it. I mean, this is, we have so much more power than we give ourselves credit for. And it's, our computer has the power, our phone, our TV shows people like to watch. Oh, I'm going to go get my comfort food. When we have so much power, I mean, this is my belief, and this is what I do with my practice, my business, what I try to teach people. And I'm trying to marriage what you're doing now to what I've been doing clinically in supplementation and amino acid precursors, the dopamine and serotonin and so forth. And I just want people to take the power back. We got to pull the energy in. So it's not, I'm paying my bills. I'm worried about what Jane said, and some gossip or some nonsense or their dogma and so forth. It's all here. We got it. We just need to access it using like techniques like yours and bring ourselves up, lift ourselves up, get what we want out of life, be happy, healthy, strong, live a purpose like what you're doing. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes. As long as we all got these outside triggers coming upon us, like stress, it's coming, and we are not able to control the stress hormone, then we get messed up. We exhaust in mitochondrially. We exhaust ourselves, and in the end, we get autoimmune diseases, depressions. The chemistry is wrong. So we act, if people begin to breathe better and just go within, it's not even going to meditate or something, just breathe, do these breathing exercises, then in 7 minutes you are in real parasympathetic nervous system activity, limbic system, brainstem is activated, our blood flow is regenerated in all the parts equal. It's even shutting down here and gets into the middle. You just feel relaxed, peace. And then the new energy comes in. And that's the best way to deal with all the gossip, the deadlines, the stress, the daily stress. because afterwards you are able to think so much faster and relaxed.
Yeah.
Like these people lying in bed, producing more adrenaline than the one going into a bungee jump. That means we are talking about the most effective status of our physiology. Fight and flight is over there, but then control in an easy way, in a peaceful way. So if people, if you would present the right insights, it's like, what do you like? $2 or $1? And then, yeah, of course, $2. But we have to bring the insights. We have to bring the knowledge. And that's what we do with the university. And then we spread it with the love we have here. This is love.
Yeah.
This is this is looking beyond, onward, where society is in the mud and going on 9 to 5 and relaxing in 2 weeks a year and thinking that's the way it needs to go. No. Happiness, strength, health, that's the one. And that's us every day. And whoever is suffering from any condition, we should bring them back to happiness, strength, health, or a better way of getting into the endocrine system's immune system. It is already shown, but we need to reproduce and keep on with it. So once again, you see, I'm a believer herein. And it is not because of the money, because I earn just to survive. The rest I give away. I don't want it. I'm happy. I'm strong, healthy. And you know this, what we do right now, that is spirituality. We are alive together. We fight. We are warriors. We go past the fear, any blockage, inhibition, whatever they told us. It's fucked up. And we just want to be happy for our children because they are killing us, man, with their food, medicines and pills because of the system and impersonalized whatever is going on. Nobody knows how to point a finger. Because of this and that, I get diabetes, I get obesity, I get cancer, I get depression. I'm not happy, man. And but we don't know the way out. The way out is, the way in. And we got it. Together we are propagating this. We bring this to the world. Once again, I'm a little bit fired up.
No.
Because this is the way I clap my hands.
Please keep going. I am learning so much from you. Seriously, I'm so quiet because I'm just listening to what you're saying. I'm listening.
I love you, man. I know you're listening. I know you're a good guy. I love you for that because your being is already okay. And we are doing this together. It's about the energy. And one is with the words or I got a lot of shit going on with the signs and all that. So I'm going like that, But it should be, come on with the questions because it's enlightening the audience.
So what's your overall dream for humanity? I'd love to hear, like you mentioned, warriors.
Brain, scientifically. Go past the fear. That's the one. We are fearing because we have no control anymore. And then it results in confusion because we are not living our lives. Yeah. So we get compensatory tools like cars and money and positions and power. And we fight each other because of the possession. And that should go away into happiness, strength, and health. But scientifically endorsed. Because everybody, I think most of the people, also the cynics and the skeptics, if they are to be choosing, what would you like? 10 cars or 100 cars and or health, happiness and or strength. Then they begin. But is it guaranteed? Because this is solid. It's like 100 cars and my status goes up and I feel like this and that. And that, I don't know, they talk about it, it's philosophy, no, it's science, scientifically endorsed, it's real. We got some techniques and just in a couple of days, or say in 10 minutes you can feel. But it takes a couple of days to adapt because you are a stranger within your own. up to the deeper faculties and make it your own consciously again, thus changing the neurology. We will show that with the brain very soon. And yeah, I really want to get into that and bring back love. So what is my future goal? Just this. What we do now, how would it be if ISIS and Turkey and Italy and the Netherlands and the US, they all sitting around the same table and having nice food, and they are happy, they are laughing. Then there would be no grief anymore, and children just being happy. What idiocy is going on that we live with all these differences and then fighting each other, killing each other, the most gruesome ways, and it's totally gone from the soul. It's the confusion. So the future. And no doubt about this, is happiness, strength, and health. And we are doing this. And with you, we get on with more. I do the scientific part, but you're going to help me too, Lord. You're going to help me too.
Oh, yeah.
Justin. Yeah, just in. Not just out. It's just in.
Man, you good.
Yeah, I'm talking all the time too, Lord. But you're a great guy. I love you. You're not only handsome, but a good guy. I can sense the energy, which is great.
Yeah,
I love to be here. Thank you.
I'm giving patients your techniques. That was a stumbling block for a long time with compliance with my patients, was getting them to do breathing exercises. They weren't what you're doing. Obviously, they were different. But now I'm introducing to your stuff. So I'm hoping maybe I may have some case studies, but it's going to take a little time. And of course they have to comply. But that was my question about discomfort, because, like you said, it's like fear of the unknown, which the science that you're doing is proving. It's like, hey, this is what you're feeling. Your pH is going up. You're getting tingly. You're highly oxygenated, so you feel a little off because you're not used to it. You're not used to changing your physiology like that. And we educate them on that. And then they'll be able to go into that state like without the fear of the unknown, or being taught like, from Western medicine that, hey, if you don't do that, that's hyperventilating, that's dangerous, Or in dogma in the yogic system where they teach people, hey, you have to do this breathing exercise, left nostril, right nostril, belly, breathe, breathe in through here, breathe out through your mouth. It's like bullshit.
Yeah, I always say when they put with these questions, how do we have to breathe with? The nose, the belly, the mouth, the left nostril, and from the chest, middle part. I don't care what kind of hole you use, darling. Just get it in. The joke,
No, absolutely right. I mean, one thing I heard a long time ago, and I think it's true, is you don't breathe through your nose and you don't breathe through your mouth. You breathe through your lungs. And ask anybody who's had a tracheotomy; they'll tell you breathe through your lungs. So let's not worry about that. This and this and this, and they have their place. But with what you're showing, it's like forget all that, because that gets in the way and stops people from doing it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Then your mind is occupied with the right breathing. Chandra Beda Tattva, Surya Beda Tattva, Ujjaya, Bhastrika, Kapalabhati, all these pranayamas. I know all that shit.
Right.
I got really past. You got some holes? Just get it in. And then you can prove it to yourself with a pH strip, acidic, alkaline strip, from yellow to blue, things like that. Anybody can buy these on the internet, like $8, $9.
Yeah.
100 you can use it 200 times, something like that, and you can test it on yourself. You do this breathing, then you go from being sore to alkaline within 20 minutes,
right, and
it stays all day long.
And people, that was one of my questions. How long has that been holding? And two, I have patients come in and I got to do this diet, an alkalizing diet. I've got too much. I'm high acid. It's like, do the breathing. 20 minutes. You're there.
Yes.
And this is what
they can test it. And they, everybody's got a different body and physiology, different occupations, different stress, etc. Just use the strips and see. Sometimes, if you just take a cover like 4 days with these strips, that's worth the experiment to see how it works and how you feel when you're really alkaline and or acidic. And then that's for the rest of your life. Yeah. More or less, you got the headlines of how to be alkaline, which is the best condition to function within the nervous system and the mind-body connection. There is naturally strong and swift and fast, and it listens to you. Wow, that's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I have no more questions. Seriously? You know what?
Your question and your work is on love, on the resonance, on the metaphysics. And I got it. And it's very difficult for many people to understand what you are really at. But you got it. You got it. I already felt it. That's why maybe you do not need as much words as we do.
No. The reason why I wanted to interview you, because my goal is for people to feel empowered. To people to know that they can do more, they can be more, they can be happy, they can attract, they can create the life that they want through happiness, through love, through giving and kindness and gratitude. That is why I created You Are Creators, to let you know you are more than just this physical body. You are more. You are everything. And so, Wim, thank you so much for letting us interview you. I know I didn't say much, but I was listening the whole time, and I'm going to...
Hey man, I could feel your soul. And the thing is, there is no difference between us. Because the soul doesn't know difference. And we have to get back in track with the soul. That's the only purpose. It's done by love. And love, non-sentimental. It's love like whatever makes you feel happy, strong, and healthy. Hey, that's what I want for you. And the rest, the bullshit, maybe sometimes is a little bit here and there. With me too. Or with me 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. We get back our confidence. Yeah. Our confidence that we are able to connect anytime. And with that, we will create the right peace. And all will come along. So I thank you very much for your good work as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he gets fired up. I get fired up just with what you're doing and talking to you. I get fired up. So
we can talk for hours, hours about consciousness, about breathing, about manifestation. I mean, for hours.
Oh yeah.
Hours.
That's great. The thing is, you come up with the case studies, Lord. Yeah. It's good. Because we need proof. Maybe we know, but the whole world needs a reductionist translation.
Absolutely.
They need to know beyond speculation. Because we know we can go with the feeling. Yeah. But those who have fear or have inhibitions, blockages, they are not able to grasp this metaphysical feeling. Right. There is no difference. We are talking about the soul here. And we take science within to make it understood for those who are into this belief that only science that's real and the rest, I cannot relate to. Yeah. They are not able to relate to that. We have to go past the station of science. Then they are able to, and then it's coming in.
And then they start doing the technique, and next thing you know, all the other stuff opens up. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now they're aware of it, so they don't even have to go looking for it. It's going to come to them.
Yes, sir. As Justin is telling. Yeah. The law of attraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you open up, and then it is able to come to you. Yeah. It's only you who is blocking. Exactly. So we bring this, that it is going to be catalytic. They just need this little twist. And then it's coming in and whoa. Oh, holy shit. That's holy. Yeah, it's good shit.
I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it. Well, you know what? Thank you again, Wim. And seriously, I would love to work with you in the future. I'm sure
We are working together already.
we are already.
And we keep on working. And when you come up with a new one, we'll see what you did from now on up till then. Because I'm into new data, collecting data and new research. That's what I do. I'm crazy. I just keep on. But all that is, you know, a lot of stress hormone, but control. We have our targets.
Yeah.
And the soul is our aim. It's ours. It's who we are.
I love it. Well,
It's been great talking to you, Wim. I
Yes.
appreciate your
Great talking to you. Lauren, Justin. Bless you guys. Thank you.
thank you, Mark.